Guys, I hope you're all well. Okay, so today's video, guys, are actually a mix-up of our continuation of our live class, which was a very big flop, and continuation of our video class. Okay, so it's a mix-up. I can say mash-up. Okay, so but I will tell you which and all parts comes after which one. Okay, so first topic which I'm going to take is the continuation of our live class. We talked about parallelogram method. I had sent. I'm sorry, guys. I sent the notes at night only. It was a technical error, not technical, a personal error itself. I scheduled it for the next day. Right, our scheduling was done wrong, so it came. Or later on, others told me that I had made a mistake, so that's why I changed it and uploaded it around 7. I think 7:15. Okay, so I hope you guys got it. Okay, so it's a continuation of that one. To remove any problem, I have already drawn that parallelogram. See, so neat, looks good, right? Okay, so this is the parallelogram which I have already constructed, and we had found that where p and q are the vector and r is the resultant of their sum, right? So r is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta is the formula which was generated. This formula is also called cosine law, right? It's also called cosine law. Clear? That is magnitude of parallelogram or parallelogram law method is also called cosine law as per mathematics. Okay, now we are going to deal with the portion which is not this one. Okay, now we are going to find how to find the magnitude. I told you, sorry, how to find the direction. We told you by parallelogram method we can find both direction as well as magnitude, right? So we found how to find the magnitude of the resultant. Now we are going to find what is the angle the resultant is going to make with the one of the vector. Let's say alpha is angle which is made by r vector plus b, and r vector is making angle beta with q. Clear? We will find alpha here, right? So for now we have to draw, in order to find alpha we have to draw a perpendicular from a, like this. Lot of construction, guys. Derivation is something which you have to by heart, no other way. And this point, let's say we mark it as m. Okay, clear? Now an m is a point on r vector. Now let's take the triangle OBC. Right, I'm taking another colors to just show you. So OBC. Clear? So in OBC, what can I write about sine alpha? Sine alpha is BC by OB, right? Or I can say BC is equal to OB sine alpha, right? Similarly, now I'm going to remove the entire thing which I have written, guys, so that I have to make something else dark. Okay, now I'm going to take another triangle, which is triangle ABC, this one. Okay, when I consider this triangle, I can write for sine theta. Sine theta is equal to BC by AB, or I can write BC is equal to AB sine alpha. Sorry, sine theta, right? Now, earlier we wrote for BC itself, remember? BC is equal to OB sine alpha. This is BC, this is also BC. Hence, now I'm going to drag it here. Hence, I can write OB sine alpha is equal to AB sine theta, right? Because their LHS are the same. Now, what is OB and AB? OB, let's say with the figure itself, what is OB? Let's take another color. This is OB, right? Clear? So what should I write about? Okay, let me track. So OB is r vector. I will write like that itself. R sine alpha is equal to. Now what is AB? Look at the figure. it is q vector, right? So I will write q sine theta. Now I am bringing r sine theta, brought sine theta below, and then q sine alpha. Clear? Now let's keep it here itself. Right. Now I'm going to consider something else in the same figure itself. Let's consider triangle AMB. Right, this one, sorry, this one, and here. This triangle. Okay. Triangle, what can I write as per the diagram? As you can see, you can write AM by AB is equal to sine beta, right? Or I can write AM is equal to AB sine beta, right? Or what is AB from your figure? This one is AB, right? So what is AB? That is q vector. So I can write this as q vector sine beta. That is AM is equal to q vector sine beta. Keep it like that itself, right? Now let's take the triangle AMO. And which is that triangle? AMO. This is triangle, right? In that triangle, what can I write? I can write, sorry, AM by AO is equal to sine alpha. In which triangle it is? AMO, right? Similarly, AO is P, right? AO is P. You can see from the figure itself, this vector, right? So AO in place of AM, I can write P sine alpha, right? And earlier I had written AM is equal to what? Q sine beta. So I can what? Relate these two guys. So it is P sine alpha is equal to Q sine beta, right? Or I can write P by sine alpha is equal to Q by, P by sine beta, right? P by sine beta, this one goes down. So P by sine beta is equal to Q by sine alpha. Why we are writing it like this? Earlier we had written similar like this, R by sine theta is equal to Q by sine alpha, right? Here there is Q of sine alpha, there is Q by sine alpha. Hence I can equate these three guys and write P by sine beta is equal to Q by sine alpha is equal to R by sine theta, right? This law is also called sine law in mathematics. Clear? Now, how can I utilize this one to find our angle alpha? Alpha is angle which is made by the resultant R with P. I can just compare these two guys because we know the angle made by the between the vectors, right? So Q by sine alpha is equal to R by sine theta, or I can write it as sine alpha, right, is equal to Q sine theta by R, right? Or I can write alpha is equal to sine inverse Q sine theta by R. Clear? Right? Now this is one way. Now there is another way. See, what can I write regarding tan alpha? See, with this triangle, let's make this was in another color. This triangle, that is OBC. This one. O, then B, then C. So OC is made up of OA and AC, right? So there I am going to write tan alpha is equal to BC, right? That is the opposite side divided by base, that is OA plus AC. That is BC can be written as, remember we had written as AB sine theta, and OA is P vector and AC is AB cos theta. This is all we have proved in the earlier section, guys. That is equal to AB, I can write it as Q vector sine theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. So alpha is equal to tan inverse this factor. So this is the angle r vector makes with the vector p. Tan inverse q sin theta divided by p plus q cos theta. This formula is important. Similarly, r is equal to root of a square plus p, sorry, r is equal to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta is also very important. Keep that in mind. This is a lengthy one. While you are taking the or listening to the class, you might not be understanding anything. Just write it down, then read the entire thing by yourself. It is very easy to understand. Clear? Right? It's an entire process. It's something which you have to by heart all the way. Now, we will be continuing with our recorded class. Right? We learned a little bit of multiplication of vectors. I believe you have heard about what dot vectors. It was actually a little bit was taken and was not completed. So we'll take it at starting itself. Multiplication of vectors. Right. Now multiplication of vectors. See, I can multiply a scalar with vector. That is, see, 5 is a numerical value. It's just having magnitude. I don't have a direction. I can multiply it with a vector, say a vector. I will get 5a vector. This is a vector itself. So when I multiply a scalar with vector, I get a vector. Clear? Right. Now, what happens if I multiply a vector with vector? Two results can come. The result can be either a scalar or vector itself. When you multiply a vector with vector and you get a scalar, then that type of multiplication is known as scalar multiplication, and the product is called scalar product. And scalar multiplication is also known as dot product. I have taken it a little bit, guys. I hope you remember. Right? So scalar multiplication is also known as dot product. Right? So if you have two vectors, let's say a and b, a dot b, its full form or its result is ab cos theta. It is a dot b is equal to ab cos theta. Keep that in mind. But theta is the angle between a and b. I have taken it, guys. Not a big deal. And I talked with the ijk, that is a unit vector in xyz axis also. Right? And I told you I dot I is 1. J dot j is 1. Similarly, k dot k. These and all are caps, okay? Are equal to 1. One law. Similarly, if I multiply I with j, j with k, that is dot product, okay? Similarly, k with I, every result is 0. Right? You can only dot product only common terms. I can be dotted with I only, j can be dotted with j only, k can be dotted with k only. Keep that in mind, guys. Clear? Now, since we took this portions, that's why I'm speeding it up. Okay. Now, someone asks you whether a dot b is equal to b dot a or not. How would you prove it? A dot b is ab cos theta. We taught it. Now, b dot a will be ba cos what? See, suppose this is our vector a, this is our vector b, and theta is the angle between them. Right? So, when you take b into a or b dot a, this ba cos angle between b and a now becomes this one. This is 360 minus theta. That is angle made by b with a. A dot b is cos theta is angle made by b with a. Sorry, a with b. This is a with b. This is b with a. Right? But see, so cos 360 minus theta. Now, what is cos 360 minus theta? It is cos theta itself. So, b dot a is ba cos theta. Now, this ba I can write it as ab because just multiplication, right? So, it is ab cos theta. So, what is ab cos theta? It is a dot b. So, I can say b dot a is equal to a dot b. These are all vectors, don't forget. This is magnitude. Clear? Right. And I told you, suppose before doing the product, if theta angle between two vectors is 90 degree, that is if a is like this and B is like this, that is they are both perpendicular to each other, then what happens? A dot B, if I do, it becomes AB cos 90. What is cos 90? It is 0. So A dot B will be 0 when two vectors are perpendicular to each other. These are our common points. Okay, clear? And I will do a small problem. If A vector is 2y plus 3j cap and B vector is 4i plus 5j cap, and you are asked the product of dot product of A dot B. So what would you do? Only multiply items. That's the easiest way. I can be multiplied with I only. So 2 into 4 is 8 plus j can be multiplied with j only. So 3 into 5 is 15. So it is 23. Clear? So see, now what answer I got? When I multiplied, this is the vector, this is also vector. That is, it is having I quantity, j quantity. That is, it is having unit vectors with it. But when I dot producted them, I got an answer. Does it have any I, j, any coordinate system? No. You are just getting a value. That is, no direction is specified. That's why in dot product you always get a answer which is a scalar quantity. Clear? Simple. Right? Now we'll ask a different type of question. Okay, now suppose there is a vector 2i plus 3j plus 8k, right? And it is perpendicular to another vector 4i minus 4j plus alpha k, right? Then you are asked what is the value of alpha. How would you find? This is very easy, guys, because you know A dot B is equal to 0 when two vectors A, say this is A vector, this is B vector, right? If they are perpendicular, right? When A is perpendicular to B, A dot B is 0, and you just have been told that the dot product of these, these two vectors are perpendicular to each other. So this A vector is perpendicular to B means A dot B will be equal to 0. That is 2i plus 3j plus 8k dot 4i minus 4j plus alpha k is equal to 0. Clear? So now I just told you dot product you can only multiply the common terms. So 2i can be multiplied with 4i only. So it becomes 8. I squared is 1. Okay. Now I into I is 1. Now 3j can be multiplied with 4j. So it becomes 3 into minus 4 is minus 12. Now 8 into alpha plus 8 alpha is equal to 0. Now you can suddenly easily find value of alpha as 1 by 2. Clear? This is a type of problem. Clear? Now, similarly you can find the angle also. Right? Suppose you are given A vector is given as 2i minus j plus kk. Right? And you are given B vector as I minus j cap. Clear? And you are asked what is the angle between these two vectors. How would you find it? See, you know A dot B is equal to AB cos theta, right? That is, this A is magnitude of A, this B is magnitude of B. So let's find what is magnitude of A. Magnitude of A is ax squared plus ay squared plus az squared. Remember, that is coordinate of x, coordinate of y, coordinate of z. What is coordinate of x? 2. So 2 squared. What is coordinate of y? Minus 1 squared, right? Plus what is coordinate of z? Let's write here, it's a plus word 1 squared. Yeah, so you will get the answer as root 6. Clear? Right. Now similarly, what will be B magnitude? Bx squared plus by squared plus bz squared. So it is a root of what? 1 plus minus 1 squared plus 0 squared. That is B is x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate. Clear? that is equal to, you will get the answer as around root 2. Now what is A dot B? That means, let's move on to this one question itself. You just have to find the dot product, that is 2 into 1, right? Then J value is minus 1 into minus 1, right? So 2 plus 1, that is you will get 3. Here there is a K value, right? But there is no K factor here. That means here K's coordinate is 0. 0 into 1 is 0. Clear? Similarly, so I can write A dot B is equal to 2 plus 1, that is 3. That is, you just multiply I term with I and J term with J. Clear? Now, again I am going to write the formula. A dot B is equal to A B cos theta. Now substitute the values, guys. What is A dot B? 3. What is magnitude of A? What is magnitude of A? It is root 6. What is magnitude of B? Root 2 cos theta. Right? So root 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. Root 6 can be written as root 3 into 2 cos theta. Root 3 cancels out, right? Or I can write root 2 is 2. So root 3 by 2 is equal to cos theta. So I can know theta is equal to 30 degree. Clear? Right. Now the next form is called our vector product. That is, when vector is multiplied with vector, you get the product which is also vector, is known as cross product. Right? It is called cross product, or it is also known as vector product, because you are getting vector as the answer. Clear? Here also there are some of the rules. Right? Here it is a little bit different. Earlier when I dot I was 1, right? Here when I is crossed with I, you will get answer 0. Earlier J dot J was 1. Here when you cross J with J, you will get 0. K dot K is 1, but K cross K is 0. That is, when you cross the like unit vectors, you will get 0. Clear? There is a reason, but you may need not study that. Right? Clear? Right. Now similarly there are some rule for it. I dot or I cross J is equal to K. It's very easy, guys. See, this is I, this is J, this is K. I dot J is K, right? It's opposite of I and J, right? Now similarly tell me what is J cross K? J cross K will be this way, that is I cap. Now what will be K cross I? It will be J cap. K cross I is J cap. Just look at the two vectors. If you are taking cross of this one, look at the vector which is opposite to it. Vector opposite to K and J is J. Clear? Now if you, here itself, if you do J cross I, opposite of it, right, you will get minus K. Right? Opposite of it. Because A dot B is equal to B dot A. But so is almost all the characters opposite of the dot product, guys. So, but A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. Keep that in mind. Cross product is if you take A cross B, if B cross A and A cross B are not equal, they are opposite to each other. That's why if you take I cross J as K, then J cross I will be minus K. So tell me what will be K cross J? It will be minus I. What will be I cross K? It will be minus J. Simple. Write it in your paper and try to understand it. Very easy. Clear? Right. Now, if you are given a problem, how would you find the cross product? It's very, very important. And first time it is tough, guys. Suppose A vector is given as 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap, and the B vector is given as 3i cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap, right? And you are asked what is A cross B. How would you do? Right? Pure mathematics, very easy. Right here I, j, k, and before over j just write -1, right? And write the coefficients for a here. A I am writing 2, then 3, then 4. That is 2 with I, 3 with j, and 4 with k. Clear? Similarly for b vector I am writing here 3, 2 and 3. Clear? And rubbing off a and vector. This is just I wrote here so that you guys can understand. Now write first I here. I'm going to write terms which has to come with I vector. Close this one and this one, or cut it off, right? And then do 3 into 3 minus 4 into 2. This is a process, guys. Minus 4 into 2, right? From right to bottom, then from left to bottom. Clear? Now I told you, now I'm going to remove this one. Ouch. I'll write it again, okay, because I cut it down now. So what was with I was 3 into 3 minus 4 into 2, right? Now next time keep j. For j I wrote minus, right? So write minus j, right? And then keep j's term, that is this term, and this section closed, right? Then again from right to left, from left to right. So 2 into 3 minus 4 into 3. Clear? Right? Can I use rubber? Will it go? It should, right? It's taking time. I'll write it again. So this is j, right? This is 3 now, right? Now for k term, right? Plus k, right? For k term again keep the row and column closed. Then do from right, then from left to bottom. That is 2 into 2 minus 3 into 3. Right? Now write the answer. I cap into 9 minus 8 is 1, minus j, 6 minus 12 is minus 6, right? Then plus k into 4 minus 9 is minus 5, right? Or I can write it as I cap plus 6j cap minus 5k cap. That is the answer for A cross B. Clear? Easy. If just take your time, guys, and try to do it by self. Clear? You just have to keep some terms as it is. Clear? Sorry. Right? Now if you want, you guys can do some of the we can do another one if you want. Okay, this is something I'm putting. A is equal to 2y plus 4j minus 3k. B vector is I plus 4j itself, right? Now let's make another one. Let's take it as 2j, right? Now how would you do A cross B? Keep in mind, you will draw 2 lines, then write I, then minus j, then minus k, plus k. Alright, now write A's coordinate here 2, 4 and minus 3, and B's coordinate is 1, there is 2, there is no coordinate for k. Right? Now first keep I's row and column as what? Stagnant. So I, right? Similarly this column, I keep it as it is. Clear? Now what and all terms can come in I now? I, then there is 4 into 0 is 0, then minus, right? Minus 3 into 2 with this one. Clear? Now keep j with minus sign, right? Now what should I do? j's row and its column, right? This is its row, I have darkened it, and this is its column. I kept quiet. Now multiply 2 into 0 and minus 3 into 1. So 2 into 0 is 0, minus 3 into 1. Clear? Now keep k's row and k's column constant. So again plus k into 2 into 2, 4. This one 2 into 2, 4. And minus 4 into 1. Clear? So this term goes off, 4 minus 4. Right? Now what can be the answer? I cap into 6. Right? Minus j minus 3. Then there is 0. Nothing. So I can write now 6i cap plus 3j cap. That is the answer. So see, if you are making like this, write I, j, k. Then first keep I like this constant and these two terms cross product multiply like this, right? Then j and its row kept constant. Then the rest of them from right to bottom, left to bottom, like that. Right? Keep your time, guys, and try to do it by yourself. It's not that tough. Okay.